Hello, this is Steve Geischert with PartsNow, LMI Solutions, and I'm here to bring you another tech tip. So we're going to talk about the HB LaserJet M607, M608, M609 series. This also applies to the M631, M632, and M633 series. And we're going to focus on the pickup. We're going to be kind of dealing with the pickup, and separation roller removal without the special tools. So it can get a little bit tricky at times. If you've struggled with this or haven't had to deal with this before, this might be quite helpful to you. So one of the key things with this model of machine is the pickup is actually in the back of the machine, not in the front. So to begin off, we're going to take the machine, we're going to open up the front tray a little bit because we're going to need to do that once we get back there to remove rollers. The other thing is we're going to take our printer here, rotate it around so you get a little bit better view of it here now. And with it rotated around, I can open up the lid or open up the back door. Because we're in the back section now. As I do that, the transfer roller pops out. Let me kind of zoom this in just a little bit so you can see a little bit better. So the transfer roller is down. I'm going to close that so you can now see. And then down below, I've got this silver plate here so you can kind of see it. So the silver plate, and there's a little green tab here off to the side. And that green tab there is what you're going to have to kind of give a pull on in order to open up the silver plate. And as you look down inside here, you can see the blue of the pickup roller, the separation roller that's down below. So in order to do this right, I think we need a closer look. So now we've got a little bit better view of the pickup assembly, where we've got a couple different pieces here. I've got the separation roller down below here, and up above is my pickup assembly. So we're going to have to start with the separation roller assembly to remove that. And in order to get it out, it's not too hard. Actually, the easy things are getting things out. The tricky part's getting them back in again. So I can take this roller, and you can see the little arrows and the tab here, and if I give this little push off to the left as you view it, everything kind of pops loose. I also want to point out down below here, got my spring hook. There's this little white tab here with the blue. That helps to hook it into place. I'm going to take the roller out. We'll take a closer look at getting that white hook off. Here's the actual separation roller with the white part, the blue part, and the roller itself up across the top. And here's that little slot we were just talking about that hooks up with the white piece that you can still see inside here. So the two of them, when you put it back in, it's going to have to hook back up again. And as you're pulling it out, if you don't get that white piece loose, you're going to go, hey, what in the heck is holding this thing in place? So there's our removal of the separation roller. So now that we have the separation roller removed, we're going to remove the pickup roller assembly. Pickup roller assembly's got this little latch across the top there, a little blue tab. If I get my nail on it like this and just kind of pull it down, or a flathead screwdriver, slotted screwdriver, it pops open like this, unlocking it. It also becomes a handle, which is great when I want to remove this. So I can reach in, get a hold of the handle, and slide everything off to my left. And then kind of pull it out, and the whole pickup roller assembly comes out with that. As you can see here, the little tab that I'm holding on to, and you can see the different rollers underneath. One of the key things I want to focus on this is this little tab here across the top. This little tab, this little hook, is going to be very important when we reinstall this because it fits into a cutout in the metal chassis down underneath here. We really can't see that very well. And reinstallation is going to mean kind of getting the feel for it. So I'm going to show you the right way to do it and the wrong way to do it. Here's what can happen to you. Let's just kind of take a look at how to reinstall it and do it the wrong way. Oh, before we do that, I want to point out, I'm going to set this off to the side, the little blue arm down here that we pushed off to the side. Notice how it can pop out of position if we're not careful here. And it's easy to fix if it does. So I'm going to take the spring hook and just kind of rotate it up. And when I do, notice how it pops back over again. Now it's easy to just reach in and just push it over. Notice how it locks into position again. This is handy because if this thing is rotated up when I'm trying to get my pickup assembly back in, I'm going to end up trying to fight that, and it's going to be a pain point as we're doing it. So I'm going to push it back over, lock it in. And now I'm going to take my pickup roller and let's do the reinstallation. But this is installation the wrong way. So I'm just going to take it, push it inside here. I'm going to line it up real quick, and then I'm going to reach over, hit the blue lever, and everything seems good. I lock it in, but notice what's going on down below here. Notice I can see my pickup roller. Now you might think about this and go, well, pickup roller is supposed to hang down, right? But as I try and push the tray in, notice how it bangs up against the roller. And I'm from the front of the machine, I can't get the tray all the way back in. So there's clearly a problem here. So what do? We need to install it correctly. Open up the tab, slide the roller back off again. Oh, and we got to get the little extra guide here off to the side. There we go. So remember the hook across the top? That's where we got to focus on. My recommendations are get your finger underneath here and kind of hold that up. So as you're putting it back in place, lift up on this and push it in. So I'm aligning it while I'm pushing up and sliding it forward into the machine, lining up with the proper slot. Put it back in. Whoa, I got my fingers in the way here. You can't see much. My apologies for that. So I've kind of got it in there. Unlock the lever, and now I can latch it in. Hey, that roller's not hanging down this time. Nope, seems to be pretty firm up inside there. So we got it hooked into place properly. That's the way it's supposed to look. If it's not looking that way, you did it wrong. Just pop it back out, get your finger up underneath it, and make sure that it lines up with that metal slot with the little hook on top. Putting the separation roller back in again. Remember how we had the little tab here that we grabbed onto, and there's that little hook space. There's a little hook that's down below that I need to line it up with. So if I put those two together, okay, there's a little white hook in the blue hub. And now I just take the whole thing and just kind of slide it off. And I'm going to kind of use my spring hook here again to kind of help to show you how it lines up. Line up the shaft with the roller, slide it all the way across until it locks into place. And now the rollers are back in place. This is not that difficult if you know what you're supposed to be doing. All right, got the machine back together again. Doors closed in the back, just pushed in the paper tray, so we're all set to go. We should be able to fire this puppy up, and away we should be able to print. Running several different pages, of course, to make sure everything works fine. So with that, we've got the pickup rollers all installed, and everything, like I said, should be working for the M607, 8, and 9, and the M631, 32, and 33 series, all the same. So with that, there's another PartsNow LMI Solutions tech tip.